You're going to die. Not someday, not eventually. You're going to die, and it will erase everything you think makes you special right now. Your name will fade, your voice will go silent, your dreams, those private fantasies you guard so carefully, will vanish like smoke. Even your Instagram account, that carefully curated monument to yourself, will one day sit abandoned, a digital graveyard that no one visits. And here's the part that should terrify you. None of it matters. It never did. While you're setting your alarm for a job that drains your soul, while you're paying bills that never stop coming, while you're swallowing anxiety like it's medication and posting fake smiles for an audience that doesn't really see you, the universe remains completely, utterly, profoundly indifferent. Have you felt that? That hollow recognition that your suffering changes nothing? The earth keeps spinning, the stock markets keep opening, people keep posting their highlight reels while you're coming apart in the darkness of your bedroom at 3 a.m. This is the theater we all perform in. We're actors who've convinced ourselves the play has meaning, that there's a script that makes sense. But the truth that philosopher Emil Cioran understood, the truth we're going to face today, is that the script was either written by a sadistic drunk or worse, by no one at all. Cioran said that being born is already a misfortune, and he was right. We are errors of a biological system cursed with consciousness. While a dog sleeps peacefully on the sidewalk, you lie awake wondering if any of this is worth the effort. Think about that. Maybe the greatest punishment isn't dying, it's continuing to live while thinking clearly. I'm not here to comfort you. Cioran didn't comfort anyone, and I won't insult your intelligence by trying. If you came here looking for motivational quotes, for positive mindset hacks, for some guru telling you that everything happens for a reason, you can leave now. I won't be offended. But if what you want is truth, even when it cuts like a blade, even when it makes you question everything you've built your life around, then stay. Because today we're going to face what everyone else spends their entire existence avoiding. We're going to talk about how life is terrible, how we'll all be forgotten, and why no achievement, none survives the grinding wheel of time. Everything humanity has built will become dust. The empires, the cathedrals, the rockets to Mars, the constitutions we kill for, the theories we stake our reputations on, all of it will become cosmic debris floating in the void. This isn't pessimism, this is physics, this is biology, this is history. This is Cioran staring into the abyss and reporting back what he found. Nothing. You can write books that change minds. You can build companies that employ thousands. You can have children who have children who have children. You can plant trees that will outlive you by centuries. You can even change the world. But the world will also die. And when it does, you, your work, and your memory die with it. One cannot conceive of an existence more absurd than that of the human being. We're not here because of destiny or divine plan. We're here because of a genetic accident, because matter got careless one day billions of years ago. Being alive is just the echo of an ancient catastrophe, repeated in billions of bodies, all marching toward rot. How pathetic is that? All our energy goes into maintaining a theater of productivity and purpose, while the backdrop is pure emptiness. The Egyptians built pyramids meant to last forever. They were swallowed by time. The Romans conquered the known world. They fell into oblivion. And what are we doing? Posting stories, chasing likes, trying desperately to be someone people will remember. We're just another failed attempt by the universe to justify itself. And as Cioran said, if we're still here, it's through inertia, cowardice, or stupidity. This mechanism called life, this cycle of birth, suffering, work, and death has no central axis, no direction, no point. It just grinds forward, crushing billions of human beings, generation after generation, all of them believing that this time it will be different. It won't. Look at the photographs from Vietnam, the trenches of World War I, the bodies stacked like cordwood in concentration camps. All of that horror was created by men who genuinely believed they were fighting for a better future. Today, they're footnotes in history books that fewer people read each year. Worse, nobody cares. The belief in progress is a sick joke. If humanity disappeared tomorrow, the universe wouldn't notice. The silence would continue, perhaps even purer than before. For Cioran, life isn't something to celebrate, it's something to endure. He saw existence as useless noise in a disinterested cosmos, a purposeless machine that grinds until it breaks down. That Instagram quote, "Live each day as if it were your last," only exists to sell coaching courses. The truth is that each day you live is one more step toward decomposition. Lucidity is a curse. Knowing that everything ends doesn't free us, it traps us, because there is no escape. Whether you choose faith or atheism, wealth or poverty, love or hedonism, the end is identical. Death is the only event that truly belongs to you. And this leads us to one brutal conclusion. To live is to submit to a blind mechanism leading nowhere. Consciousness isn't a gift of evolution, it's the final punishment. If anything condemns us more than death itself, it's the capacity to know death is coming. We are the only species that carries every single day the knowledge that everything we love will disappear. The dog sleeps, the tree grows, but the human being thinks and therefore rots from the inside. Emil Cioran understood this early, not as metaphor, but as clinical diagnosis. Consciousness is more disastrous than cancer. To be human is to be haunted by thought, not the practical thought you use to cross a street or pay your taxes, but the kind of thought that digs, that suspects, that dismantles everything that seemed solid. The kind that turns your mirror into a threat. Consciousness didn't give us control, it gave us agony. Have you tried meditating in complete silence? Some people call that peace, but stay in that state long enough and what emerges isn't relief, it's despair. Because silence allows consciousness to speak without filters, and what it says is what we spend our entire lives trying to ignore. Existence is a labyrinth with no center, no exit, no map. Knowing life has no meaning doesn't stop us from living it, but it kills any enthusiasm for the performance. Cioran didn't see philosophy as salvation, he saw it as necessary poison, a kind of clarity that blinds. Here's the cruel paradox: the more lucid you become, the more you suffer. Modern neuroscience confirms something frightening. Hyperactive, highly connected, deeply reflective brains show significantly higher rates of depression. It's as if excess consciousness is fuel for psychic pain. That's why so many brilliant minds collapsed under their own awareness. Nietzsche went insane. David Foster Wallace hanged himself. Antonin Artaud spent his life cycling through psychiatric hospitals. These were people who thought too much, felt too much, saw too much, and couldn't bear what they discovered. Ignorance is light, lucidity is heavy. Optimism, therefore, isn't strength, it's escape. In this perverse logic, the more we understand ourselves as a species, the more we despise what we find. We discover that we're just piles of flesh contemplating our own decomposition. Human suffering isn't an accident or a bug in the system, it's the price of having too much brain for a world that makes no sense. Religions, ideologies, self-help narratives, all of this is protective architecture, because facing life without these shields is like staring at an open wound and refusing to look away. But here's an even greater cruelty. Even knowing this, we can't stop thinking. Consciousness, once awakened, never sleeps again. It follows you to the end like an insomniac voice whispering in the dark. All of this is useless and you know it. Everything you believe was invented so you wouldn't go insane. God, justice, freedom, purpose, eternal love, your life's mission. None of these ideas were born from truth. They were born from terror. They're defense mechanisms invented by a frightened animal staring into nothingness. Hope isn't noble, it's a conditioned reflex of despair. Everything that sustains civilization, politics, religion, patriotism, meritocracy, all of this is built on one enormous trick, pretending there's meaning behind pain, that suffering teaches us lessons, that chaos has hidden logic, that we're progressing towards something better. But we're not progressing, we're just surviving and lying to ourselves to keep breathing. Religion didn't arise from seeking truth, it arose from refusing to accept death. God wasn't discovered, he was invented, not to liberate us, but to contain the panic, to transform fear into worship and emptiness into narrative. Humanity created God because we couldn't bear the absurdity of living without justification. And ideologies? They're religions without heaven, but with promises. Communism promised an earthly paradise. Capitalism promised freedom and prosperity. Both promises were painted in blood, built on hunger, cemented with inequality. Not because they were poorly implemented, but because every ideology is by definition a useful lie, a symbolic structure giving order to what has no order. The hope for a better world is a crutch for the weak who can't accept reality. The world will not improve. Human beings will not evolve beyond their nature. Suffering has no hidden purpose. Cioran wrote, "Only desperate ideas have value. The others serve to deceive fools or enslave crowds." Waiting for salvation, divine or political, is like waiting for fire to stop burning. It won't happen. Pain is woven into the structure. Collapse is built into the system. Even on a personal level, hope disguises itself as positivity. The self-help industry packages happiness like a product, promising meaning, balance, and inner peace through ready-made phrases and existential shortcuts. But what it delivers is anesthesia, packaged thoughts that suffocate any suspicion that maybe, just maybe, life isn't worth all this effort. Hope is the anesthetic that lets us endure the unbearable, not because it works, but because accepting the opposite would mean admitting the complete bankruptcy of the human condition. Despair without hope is the true lucidity. We were educated to resist truth, and the greatest truth is this: life is going nowhere, and all promises are crutches for those who can't walk across the abyss. History records just the progressive sophistication of pain. We call it progress, but we've only made suffering more technical, more efficient, more systematic. From the sharpened stone to the atomic bomb, human nature hasn't changed. Only our mechanisms of destruction have evolved. History isn't a book of glories, it's a catalog of connected atrocities. And beneath all the flags, anthems, and bronze statues, almost no one asks the obvious question: why must so much blood be spilled just so someone can feel important? History is the most dangerous product our intellect has produced. It's dangerous because it gives meaning to horror. It beautifies massacre. It creates heroes where there were only well-organized murderers. It transforms genocides into founding moments, torturers into liberators, wars into signs of progress. Have you ever stopped to consider how every world power was built on mountains of corpses? The United States, colonization, slavery, Hiroshima and Nagasaki, France, revolutions, guillotines, brutal colonialism, Germany, Nazism, industrial-scale genocide, the marriage of technology and murder, Russia, Tsarist oppression, gulags, Stalin's systematic terror, Britain, empires built on subjugation and theft. And what have we learned from all this carnage? Nothing. We still believe in the fairy tale of moral evolution, as if time itself has some commitment to ethics, as if history bends toward justice simply because we want it to. The First World War killed 16 million people. 20 years later, we killed 70 million in the Second. Today, we possess nuclear weapons capable of erasing entire continents in minutes. We call this strategic deterrence. It's the same tribal instinct, now with a button. Humanity is the animal that invented history to forgive itself. But there can be no forgiveness when suffering repeats with such mechanical precision. What we call civilization might just be thin varnish over continuous barbarism. History doesn't redeem us, it condemns us, because the only consistent legacy we leave behind is suffering. And if you think we're somehow better now, look around you. Millions of refugees without countries, modern slavery disguised as market forces, children manufacturing cell phones in horrific conditions so adults can take selfies and complain about their Wi-Fi speed. Call it a globalized world if you want. Cioran would call it the victory of stupidity as universal order. There is no progress. There is only repetition dressed up as novelty. Not even the pain you're feeling right now will be remembered. Not by history, not by your descendants, not even by you. That's the cruelest irony of existence. Even what tears you apart today will be dust tomorrow. Even your deepest scars will disappear when the flesh is gone. In the end, what remains is nothing. Human beings fight desperately to leave a mark, a signature on the world. But the world has nowhere to sign. No permanent record, no guest book, no hall of fame that survives entropy. We will all be forgotten like idiots and insects. Cioran wrote that line not with contempt, but with surgical precision. The only difference between a crushed insect on your windshield and a buried emperor is the theater of the funeral. The destination is identical: dissolution, oblivion, silence. Have you ever walked through an old cemetery, seen the broken tombstones with names erased by weather and time? Those were people who meant everything to someone: lovers, children, mothers, poets, soldiers. Now they're just corroded stones that no one can read. There is no reason to live and no excuse to die. Even despair loses its weight before silent eternity. Even those who left massive legacies couldn't escape corrosion. Homer, we don't even know if he was real or a collective invention. Jesus Christ, fragmented into 10,000 contradictory versions. Alexander the Great, reduced to a Wikipedia entry and toxic masculinity memes. What isn't distorted by time is simply ignored by it. If even the people who changed history get forgotten, what chance do we have? But the abyss isn't only behind us, it's ahead too. The heat death of the universe isn't spiritual poetry, it's physics, thermodynamics, inevitable mathematics. One day, everything will reach absolute thermal equilibrium. No stars burning, no chemical reactions, no memory, no organized matter, not a single atom vibrating with purpose. By that point, humanity will have long since disappeared. No records, no witnesses, no archives, no AI preserving our stories. Nothing. Eternity is the forgetting of everything that once deserved remembering. The human species is a microscopic breath in an ocean of silence. The illusion of importance we desperately cultivate is just a biological defense mechanism against this brutal realization. And here, every counterargument collapses. There is no value that resists time, no memory that survives entropy, no meaning that outlasts the cosmic vacuum. Hope is a joke told by an organism that knows it's going to die. And consciousness, this evolutionary mistake, this aberration, is just the echo of a universe that laughed at itself and regretted it too late. So where does that leave us? In the end, maybe none of this matters. Maybe this video, you, me, everything is just another spark fading in an indifferent darkness. But here's what Cioran understood that most nihilists miss. The absence of cosmic meaning doesn't make this moment meaningless. While there's still a screen glowing in the darkness, while there are still eyes like yours looking with genuine lucidity at what everyone else refuses to see, there's a thin thread connecting us. And maybe that's enough. Not because it solves anything, not because it redeems the horror of consciousness or justifies existence, but because in a universe of absolute indifference, the fact that you're here, that you watch this to the end, that you didn't flinch away from the truth, that means something. Not cosmically, not eternally, but right now, in this moment, it means something. If this video touched you, if it tore open some internal silence or gave words to what you've always felt but couldn't articulate, then it was worth making. This channel doesn't sell packaged hope or easy answers. We choose truth, even when it cuts, even when it leaves scars. And having you here, walking against the current with us, swimming against the tide of comfortable delusions, that's significant. If you want to go deeper, if you feel this kind of content deserves direct support in an internet that grows more superficial every day, consider becoming a channel member. You'll get early access to videos, behind-the-scenes content, exclusive discussions, and material made specifically for people who refuse to settle for surface-level thinking. You can also use super thanks. It's a simple way to say, "This mattered to me today," or "This saved me from something." And if you can't do either, that's completely fine. Just watching to the end, sharing this, commenting, being present, you're already helping more than you know. But if this video made sense to you in a world that seems to make none, maybe now is the moment to give back. Not out of obligation, but because sometimes we recognize something rare when we see it, and we choose to keep it alive. Thank you for being here. Thank you for not looking away. And thank you for having the courage to think clearly.